Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is the Blue Box. Yeah, this is a show where we talk all things Chelsea, and it's news, breaking news, good news. I believe good news in the Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, two news. The first one, Mykhailo Mudryk has been freed of all his charges by the World Anti-Doping Agency and is free to become a Chelsea player again and become a part of the squad. Yeah, that's good news for us. June 2025, he had to leave the squad because he had been put on a ban, a 4 years ban, though it was not a sealed thing yet. They were going to investigate, and if they found out that he actually did it, he was going to go on a 4 years ban. But fortunately, the investigation went for 1 year, and now he's free. He can become a Chelsea player again and play for the squad. And the second one, I know you would think maybe this is not a good news, but I'll give my reason why I think it's a good news. Chelsea has been fined by the FA £10 million for breaking the transfer rules and also giving a 2 years ban, though a suspended transfer ban. And I think for everybody who has been following the club financially, we understand that we were expecting this thing because 2-3 years ago, we were banned by UEFA we were sanctioned by UEFA and given some fine due to the fact that we broke the rule. And also English Premier League did theirs last season, and now the FA has come to a final conclusion and giving their ban and also a fine. Yeah, so I think it's good news for me because you want to get all these kind of bones behind you. These things are bones in the neck. Now we know what to do. Let's pay this money, let's serve our transfer ban, and then we are good to go. So I count it as a good news because because this kind of case, that if it's still an ongoing thing, you will be showing up in court, you'll be spending money on logistics, you will not be at rest. But now the 3 charges are off the table, and then we just have to serve the fine and the penalty, and then we are good to go. So I count it as a good news. Yeah, so let's speak about the Mykhailo Mudryk situation, and I'm not going to bore you with the whole story because we all know it. They tested him, they tested his urine, found a particular substance in his body that was not supposed to be there, and they charged him for it. So how did he get out of this anti-doping thing? That's the main question. Yeah, so how did Mudryk get out of the anti-doping thing? I think the idea is there was a rule that there is a particular substance that should not be found in the test of a player, and unfortunately they found that thing in Mudryk's urine test, though a very little amount, and they were very strict with the law, so they had to follow through. And then he basically served a 1 year ban. But if they found out that he had so much of this thing or intentionally did it, he was going to go for a 4 years. But how did he get out of it? Now there is a new rule. After they had done this first one, there is an updated rule or an update to the documents of the World Anti-Doping Agency. And what they basically have is there is leniency to it, in the sense that it's not necessarily that we are looking for this substance in a player. We know that there are going to be situations where this substance can be there, but what's the quantity of it? Does it affect this guy? And I think that's basically what they looked at in this particular situation. And I would like to use the analogy of, it's like a library. The library's idea is no noise. And then a group of children goes into the library going to read, and it got to a point, a particular child coughed. You have to understand that though he has broken the law, but what happened? How did he break the law? Was his intention pushed? Did he have the intention to break the law? Because coughing is a natural thing. And I think that's the same thing that we see in Mudryk case here. It's not like he meant to do this thing. It's not like you say, oh, he has been grinding and bidding on this thing. Is something that what they found there was a very small quantity, and now they came up with the judgment that if they took that urine that they tested when the old law was still existing, and they brought that same urine and test it, the results that will come out in this new rule, it will pass like that thing was not in his body. And I think that's basically what happened. And using that judgment, they you are free to go. You don't need to serve any ban anymore. So I think I'm very, very happy about this. It's it's a sad thing that we have such a player in our club. Though when he came into the club, he's finding it difficult to find his foot. But you don't want your player to be in that kind of a situation. You want your player to be actively playing football. And I'm very happy that Mudryk is back. Let's see what Chelsea has in plan for him. Whether he stays at the club is up to the club. Whether he goes away from the club is also up to the club. But I think he has the opportunity to prove himself, whether at Chelsea or anywhere else his career is heading towards. And now let's go into the FA situation. I think we all know why we were charged in the first place, or reiterating it is basically we had some issue with third party agency sending money through third party agency to pay for some particular things, which basically means we're not going to be recording that fee, and that will help us to like avoid something like PSR, something like FFP. We'll be able to know maybe you spent 100 million, but because you paid 10 million through a third party agency, you are not going to record it into the book. So in the book, it will be showing like you spent 90 million. Meanwhile, 100 million is what you spent. That's one of the offense. Another offense is we speaking to agents around players to help and giving them tips here and there so that they can influence the decisions of the player to join our club over the rival clubs. And everybody, we're all aware of that. And we even have, I think those are one of the things that Man City are being charged for also. But in our case, and the third one was something to do with academy. We're speaking to academy players that we're not supposed to be speaking to. We're bringing them into the club, showing them things just to influence their mind to come join the club. And I think the Premier League, they didn't find out. We self-reported the situation when the Bluco bought the club. And that's a very big point to note, because since this news has come out, I've been seeing people speak about, this club spending 1 billion. I know there was going to be loopholes here and there. No, and no. All of these charges happened between 2011 and 2019. So it's basically in the Abramovich era. It has nothing to do with Bluco. Bluco was the one who self-reported the situation, and then the Premier League started looking into it. And also we will hear things, people speaking like, the club should, they should be given more sanction than this. Yes, honestly, the Premier League spoke about it. The FA also did. The penalty the FA was proposing was we're going to get a 6-point suspended deduction, which when we get into this new season was supposed to be deducted of 6 points, but it was suspended. They chose not to do it anymore. And also the fine was supposed to be 20 million and even more than 2 years, but they cut it to 10 million. Why? Because we self-reported the situation. And it's just a logical thing, because now if you give us all of the rightful penalty, even after we have self-reported, you are just basically telling the other clubs who would have issues like that is, don't report yourself, because even if you report yourself, we'll still give you all of the fine. And that makes no sense to me. Like when a club sees something and they know they didn't do this thing and they are not trying to hide it, they are trying to bring it to you, and we have been compliant, showing up, providing every document, I think there should be some level of leniency. That's why I appreciate what the FA and the Premier League and UEFA did. And I know I'm speaking about this because I am a Chelsea person. Somebody who is not a Chelsea fan will see it from a different point of view. But if you try to not look at it as a Chelsea, no Chelsea thing, look at it like rules and laws and penalties to breaking the rules. You want to be lenient when a person who has broken the rule is coming out to, I did it, I agree that I did it. There should be leniency. There should be a difference between that person and the person who is also still dragging with you when they eventually did that thing. So I think that's one of the things that we enjoyed with the UEFA. So this is just a breaking news, I think. And one of the reasons why I think it's a good news, like I've said earlier, is we have all of these things as past now. It's not a constant thing in speaking about the fine thing. Before we sold the club, there was a money set aside by Abramovich and Bluco that we will not pay you this money in case we find any discrepancy or we find any inconsistency in the book. We will use this money to solve this issue. And I think we were very much ready for it to pay the fine. But maybe the transfer ban is something that we do. And the suspended transfer ban basically means we can go to do transfers, but we have to be very careful in the way we go about our transfers. No mago, no bringing right as left. left, no turning red to white, no turning blue to black. You have to be straightforward in all that you do in the transfer window. So I think it's good news for us. We don't have to worry about those things anymore. Pay the fine, serve the ban, and continue with life. So guys, this is brought to you by Vertical Football. This is just an explainer video on what's just happened at the club. So please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. And what's your thought about the doping thing? And what's your thought about the FA charges to Chelsea? Was it too harsh? Was it too lenient? Please put it in the comment section and let's discuss about it. Till we see you some other time. Namaste.